What's good, everybody? My name is Umberto Gonzalez, TheWrap's resident fanboy, and I'm joined by my wonderful colleague, film reporter Beatrice Verhoeven, giving the non-fangirl point of view on Marvel's first female superhero movie, Captain Marvel. Ladies first, obviously. Beatrice, what did you think of Captain Marvel?
I think there were a lot of rumors swirling around Captain Marvel, so I kind of went into it not anticipating or expecting a great movie, but I walked away from it feeling empowered as a woman. I think it sends a great message to young girls of not needing to conform to what people tell you to do, to embrace your inner strength. And I thought it was hilarious, and I loved the pop culture references. It's obviously set in the 90s, late 80s, and it's very different than other movies. I think Brie is a revelation, and I think that the message is completely different from other Marvel movies. And I think it's gonna play really well among young girls and even everyone. I think it sends a really good message about how everyone should embrace their strength.
The messaging, basically, is very strong. And there's a key scene later on in the movie where Captain Marvel, or Veers, as she's known, says, "I don't have to prove anything to you." And that got a pretty big hoot in our audience at the premiere last night, and initially at our first screening. So the messaging is strong too. Now, what did you think of Brie?
First of all, Brie is jacked in this movie, and there's all these videos of how she trained for this role, and you can really see it in her first fight scene, and she's badass in it. And I think that really got the crowd going, and it really set the tone for the movie that she's not going to take shit from anyone, you know?
She spent 9 months getting jacked, and there was a lot of videos on that. Like, wow, she trained pretty much like a guy, and like Wolverine would, like Hugh Jackman would, spending 9 months up to a year to get ready for the role. It clearly shows. The choreography with the fight scenes with her were really well done. The stuff with her and Sam Jackson, I thought the pairing of those two were quite strong.
That was expected, right? I mean, Sam Jackson brings that kind of stuff to any movie he does. I'm thinking of Hitman's Bodyguard with him and Ryan Reynolds. Like, that dynamic was amazing, and that's kind of the same now in Captain Marvel. And I think it really, once again, adds to the tone of the movie, especially being set in an era that we all love so much with Pac-Man and Space Invaders and, I don't know, Blockbuster. I think the whole dynamic between Sam and Brie are one of the most amazing parts, and then obviously Goose the cat is
Goose the cat,
amazing.
Who was revealed, we can't say obviously it's a spoiler, but Goose the cat plays an instrumental part in the movie. He's a scene stealer.
He's amazing. Like our coworker Trey said that he should be our supporting actor nominee for next year's Oscar. So thanks, Trey, over there.
Ben Mendelsohn?
Oh my God, I can't believe we didn't talk about Ben Mendelsohn yet, because so I recognized his voice and I was like, who is that? I leaned over to everyone around me, and then only did I find out it was Ben Mendelsohn, and I want to be his best friend. Scratch the Sam Jackson, Brie Larson best part. Ben Mendelsohn is the best part of the movie. He is so funny. His attitude, I want to take his attitude and use it as my own, and just the amount of sass and sarcasm, and just he's me. That's my personality. What did you think?
Oh my God, he practically almost steals the movie from both Sam Jackson and Brie Larson. I think there's more to his character than meets the eye. Okay, they obviously reference the comics, the Kree-Skrull War. It's an interesting twist.
I do think that the trailers, and I saw a lot of people talking about this on Twitter last night, the trailers, it's amazing how much they left out in the trailers, because you think you've seen the entire movie, but no, you have so much still coming. It's crazy, because there's just plots and twists and turns, and you don't know anything about what's about to happen, and it's great. But one thing that I thought this movie did really well, and it's in the trailer, so no spoilers, you know, the end when she kind of transforms into this fireball in space, there are some moments where I'm like, okay, CGI, blah, 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 but they didn't make it look as terrible as some other superhero movies. I think it worked. You kind of see that she's embraced her strength, and she's become this powerful thing that's obviously, you know, going to be instrumental in the future movies to come. But I think they could have really misfired here, and they didn't.
You know who else stood out to me? Annette Bening as the Supreme Intelligence. She was practically the conscience of Brie Larson's, you know, like, because the Supreme Intelligence, basically who you admire and respect is what the Supreme Intelligence comes out to you. And there's more to her character too than meets the eye. That would be spoiler territory, but we could talk about that some other time. You know what also I think really almost stole the show from everybody? The de-aging process on Coulson and especially Sam Jackson. That is amazing. Sam Jackson looked like he shaved his beard off from Pulp Fiction and stepped into this movie. He looked like he did like 25 years ago.
Very
it was amazing.
lean.
Very lean, yes.
I was like,
That's the one featurette that I hope they put on the Blu-ray and the DVD. It looked organic.
Yeah.
You didn't realize that this was an actor that was heavily CG to look younger than for 25 years ago. That was amazing. Coulson as well, fan favorite Coulson, who's been in all the Marvel movies, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the MacGuffin of the movie. We can't really discuss what powers Brie Larson, what
Right.
gives her power, and it's also the MacGuffin of what the Skrulls are after in the movie. What I got also last night, and I asked a lot of ladies, is they like the fact that there was no love interest.
oh, I didn't even realize
Okay,
that.
there was no love interest. It was these two ladies.
Yeah, you're
they
right.
They were best friends. There was no love interest, and it was about
See,
them and
ladies, we don't need no man.
their organic relationship. The little girl who in the comics grows up to become a Captain Marvel, or aka Photon. There's a lot of Easter egg moments for like hardcore fans of
Yeah,
the MCU.
that's true.
You got to play very, like I had to see the movie twice to like make them, like the first time it could be a little confusing, but upon the second viewing, it all made sense.
So overall, like I would say, is it the best Marvel movie to date? No. Is it different? Yeah. And I feel like every Marvel movie adds a little bit new to the MCU, but this one is just, as we discussed, there's so many different aspects to it, and I think that the overall message is the most important takeaway from this.
Messaging,
And
of course.
yeah.
Overall, not the best Marvel movie, I would agree, but it's very solid. It's very, if there's one little spoilerish thing, people are gonna ask, does it lead into Avengers Endgame? The answer is yes.
But we all knew that, so it's not even a spoiler. We all knew that she was, gonna lead into that.
And it's very clever how they do it, but pay close attention. And then
stay,
go back.
Stay for 2 post-credit scenes.
2 post-credit scenes, a mid-credit scene, which is very important, and the last post-credit scene.
Which is also really important and funny.
So thank you for joining us. That's our quick little reaction video on Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel. Beatrice, where could our readers find you?
You can read my articles on TheWrap.com, and my Twitter handle is @BeaverHove.
You could also find my content on TheWrap.com and on my Twitter @ElMayimbe. So until the next Marvel movie, higher, further, faster. Go check out Captain Marvel, and we'll see you next time. Boom.